Alright, so welcome back to another market open live stream. Just gonna do a pre-market analysis. Um, if you're in the chat, feel free to send a question or anything that you want me to address while I'm going through this analysis, and we'll just get straight into it. feel free to ask any questions. Yeah, happy to explain my trade plan for the day. But yeah, got positioned yesterday, um, and this is what it's looking like. We've done a pre-market analysis about 15 minutes ago, and market type is bullish for the day. External highs was the target. We've swept our external highs, so now we have a potential reversal situation, which allows us to take trades targeting lower levels. Market conditions still trending. However, we had a bearish fair value gap, which is this area right here. Not many people would have seen this, but it is a bearish fair value gap. So we were able to look for position yesterday after the market continuously failed to go down. We ended up rallying, sweeping out liquidity, and then here was our opportunity to short. And so if you didn't get short yesterday, you would have had an opportunity to short just now in pre-market, and if you don't get into that opportunity, then you're probably going to miss the decline. And so I've marked out everything on here. We've got bearish fair value gap, we've got unswept levels of liquidity from previous sessions, we've got previous day's low, London session lows which we need to target, and then hourly on 4-hour chart. Order flow is not currently in overall trend, but that's fine as long as we get a decline into the session, which market's about to open in the next 10 minutes. And the reason it's important is because positioning is key. Not many people are going to be able to get short unless there's a massive rally to allow people to get short close to the gap, but I kind of doubt that. I reckon we just push down immediately and target these lows. And so based on that, I'm already short and I'm happy with the position. And just to make it clear for anyone who might doubt my positioning, I actually got short yesterday, and that looks like this. You see? Perfect. And if we compare it to what's going on, and if we compare that to what's going on in the charts, you'll see it's perfect. And there we go. Continue to watch what happens over the session, but I'm happy with the positioning. Hasn't exactly been a great week, but sometimes you need a trade. It's been a decent week, but it's been I made about 6 hours on this trade, so it's been about a 5-hour week so far, but hopefully we can make it a much higher R percentage today. If we got a 5-hour on this trade, that would be perfect. To be fair, I'm considering taking partials and holding this trade to target levels all the way down here, because it's extremely hard to get short when the market's falling unless you've got positioned well. Position's extremely important, and so if I do exit this position, I do kind of wonder how I'll be able to get back into it if I was to exit at our gap, which is where I usually exit positions. But we'll see what happens anyway. I'm happy with the current position, but it's hard to get out of it's hard to get repositioned back into short trades. And if we do get a decline today that engulfs this candle, that will shift us into bearish market structure, which will support a further selling. So I don't know, first things first, I'm gonna play the session as it goes, and if the session continues a decline into the close of the day and we don't get any massive bounces, then I'll potentially hold it and just let the market run in a downtrend. But yeah, I'm extremely happy with where we've positioned. We got about 7 minutes until the open. Um, Instead of showing you the chart, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the analysis. I think that's a better way to go for it. So let's take a look at the analysis for the day. Alright, I'll be back a couple minutes before the open. Alright, so we got about less than 5 minutes until the market opens. I'm extremely happy where we positioned, and so what we're just looking to see, hopefully today we see continued bearish movement into our London session low to sweep that, and then we've just got targets of lower levels from there. So it's through, and this line right here is actually our external liquidity, and so this level is where we got the bounce from yesterday. So hopefully today we should just break that, engulf it, and then it should be smooth sailing down into lower levels of unswept liquidity from Wednesday London session and Asian session lows, as well as the previous day's lows. And as you can see on Tuesday, we had a bit of a liquidity build up right at our London session low for Tuesday. So this is the type of price action we want to see. We want to see liquidity building up around this area. So that means when we do get into the gap, it's going to be really easy for price to just break down aggressively. And so we're watching that. As I said already, well, if you haven't read this, the hourly and the 4 hour chart wasn't in confluence, meaning it was trending up at the time. But as I said, the rejection of here is shifting structure, so this is going to cause a decline. So this is bearish now, this is turning bearish, and we've got 3.5 hours to watch that continue to be bearish, as well as the hourly chart turning bearish here. So I did this around 1:30 when I started this market open live stream, and so we're shifting all the structure on the 4 hour and on the hourly into bearish structure, which is exactly what we want to see. And so yeah, price action is pretty good right now. What we don't want to see at the open is we don't want to see a massive bounce off our London session low. We actually want to see price action increase momentum as the market opens. That's telling us that sellers are joining the market at the open. And given the fact that this is a red candle being printed, you want to see this just continue to accelerate, because red candles beget more red candles, and so it's looking pretty good right now, and hopefully it continues to be so. We've got about a minute until the market opens, and yeah, I'm really happy with the position. And in case you can't see, I am positioned. As you can see, I'm in profit. I am positioned from exactly where I said I was positioned, and yes, it's pretty smooth sailing. Market opens in 30 seconds, and so we're approaching London session lows. We haven't yet swept it, but we are approaching it. And also, this line here is our opening gap from previous days, so we do need to get below this and close below this for the day, which is what we're expecting. But as you see, we're accelerating into the open, which is exactly what we wanted to see. And so that next candle is most likely going to slightly wick up, but then absolutely fall off a cliff. And so we continue to watch. Best of luck in session, guys. And that right there was your opportunity to get short. If you didn't get short yesterday, this is your opportunity to get short. I got short yesterday, so I don't need to, but I'm happy with my risk, 100 point stop loss. Extremely happy. From here, the market should begin to decline. We got 15 minutes for the candle closes, and so the 15 minutes is what is the time frame we're looking at when we're waiting to see how the candle closes. All of this movement is fluctuation. I expected a bit of a rally at the open, but I'm expecting this candle to absolutely fall off a cliff going forward. But we'll still keep our eye on it. And there we go. That touches our order block. That should be our indication to collapse. I'm referring to this level right here. Alright, so we've got about 2.5 minutes left until this candle closes, and what we're looking for on this close is we're looking for a break below and a close below our London session low. That would justify further declines back into our range, and once we're in our range, we should be targeting lower levels of liquidity that's been unswept. And so, over the next 2 minutes, what we're waiting for is increased momentum down to justify the fact that we are targeting lower levels, and we don't want to see a bounce back inside and a close inside. We want to see a close below here, close below our previous candle, and we also want to see a close below this level here, which is our external liquidity. And so we're going to keep our eye on that, but it's been pretty much smooth sailing since the start of this session, which is always good. We just want to see more of the same going forward, and hopefully we'd have a good day, make a few R on this trade. I'm going to keep my eye on that. Alright, guys, so I'm gonna call that quits for the day. Took a 4 hour trade right there. Just showed you an update on my trade Zilla. Just closed it out. Um, Clean position for the day, so we're up 8R for the week, which is perfect. 8R on there, which is always nice. Took a minor loss yesterday, but it's alright. These things happen. And so the reason we got out of this position, I'm just gonna say this before I go, is we've got a standard rules that says when price enters a gap, we take partials or we exit the position. And the reason for that is because for price to actually break through a gap, there has to be a lot of bearish momentum, and I'm just not willing to risk my profits on that. We've swept our previous day's lows as well, so I'm happy with that exit. If the market was to rebound and rally higher to the end of the day, that's perfectly fine as well. I've already taken my profit, so I'm out of the trade, and so I'm done for the day. It's a nice little 4 hour position down to sweep our Wednesday's Asian session low, and so we'll check back in tomorrow to figure out what the market ended up doing. But yeah, it was a lovely position. And if we take a look at okay, so we took a lovely position in we entered the position yesterday and we held the position. We entered towards the end of New York session yesterday, and then we held the position today with a 100-point stop loss, which is perfect. We shorted the market right down into our Asian session low and exited right here inside our gap, and proof of that is right here. So this is our P&L for the day. And if we just quickly go over our analysis, I conducted this pre-market analysis before the market opened, and that's seen on this live stream. I'm live every single day, Monday to Friday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And so we decided the market was bullish. We had external highs that was a level of liquidity, and because that level had been taken, we analyzed that it had been taken. We said that in a potential reversal situation, we could take trades targeting our intraday liquidity. And I'll go over that really quickly, because as I said to you a moment ago, our target was our Asian session low that hadn't been swept yesterday. And so based on obviously this potential reversal condition, I was able to short the market down. We also analysed where our session liquidity was for the day. We analysed the bearish fair value gap, which I'm going to show you in a moment. We also analysed unswept levels of liquidity from previous sessions that rested at the lows of the market. We analysed our previous day's lows as well as our London session lows. And as I go over the trade in a moment, you're going to see how all of this played out to this being a perfect trade. We also had our hourly and 4-hour, currently not at the time when I did the pre-market analysis, it wasn't actually in confluence with the overall trend. However, we said a shift in market structure can occur in session as price begins to attempt to target our intraday session liquidity. And so you see how accurate the analysis is pre-market. We also said that positioning is key. The daily fair value gap provided traders with an opportunity to get short in the pre-market, and I positioned into the trade yesterday actually above the gap, and so it's going to be difficult for traders to get short in the market unless there is a massive rally at the open. And look at how precise my trade analysis is, because if we go over to the actual session, we can take a look at exactly what happened in session. And this right here, 12:15, this candle right here is our opening candle, and you could see it spiked all the way up to our fair value gap. And so this provided traders with the opportunity to get short, just as I said, unless there is a market rally at the open to provide traders with the opportunity to participate to get short, it's going to be difficult for traders to short the market. And so you can see the precision of my trade accuracy. You can see I actually positioned over here in the previous session towards the close, and I was able to hold the market through London session, watch a bounce off this level once again to confirm it, and then we held even after price came all the way back up to our fair value gap and targeted right here where we exited the trade. And it was a perfect trade, perfect analysis. Everything about the trade was perfect. And so you could see that this trade played out exactly as we expected it to. And I'm going to show you in even more detail the precision of the trade, literally from here on Wednesday down to here, and you can see it's absolutely perfect, our Asian session low. And that's the type of analysis that I do every single day as I continue to make money and extract money from the markets on a daily basis. Hope you found value in that. As I said, I'm live every Monday to Friday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'll see you guys in the next video.